After the events on the farm, Rick Grimes and his group continue to survive by traveling on the road until they come across a prison that may be a safe haven. This is my review of The Walking Dead Season 3. When the second season of The Walking Dead ended, I couldn't wait for the third season because the show raised the bar for itself during the second season with its storylines and with its characters, and I just couldn't wait for the third season to see what path it would take. And I have to tell you guys that in my opinion, so far in the series, I believe that the third season of The Walking Dead is the best season that it has had so far. The good points. As always, I thought that the directing, writing, and acting are top-notch, are great, and as always, the writing is the best of the three in my opinion. The themes are consistent, the surprises keep coming, the character development is great with the characters that we already know, with the new characters that were presented to us this season, and with characters that we just haven't seen for a while. The directing is still consistent with the realistic tone that the series is still going for. The acting is top-notch, especially from Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, and I forgot who the actor's name is, but the person who plays the governor does a great job as well. Like I said in my review for Season 2, and I'll say it again in Season 3, the makeup artists are doing a great job with the makeup for the zombies because they know that as time goes by, these walking corpses are just going to be decomposing, and I believe that the third season, like the beginning of the third season, takes place almost a year after the events of the Season 2 finale. And yeah, it's interesting to see like what the zombies look like almost a year like between the second and third seasons. And like past seasons, there are scenes that I thought were scary, tense, and thrilling, and the drama and action are at a good ratio with each other in this season as well. The bad points. The major complaint I had with this season was the season finale because the writing did a really, really good job of building up towards the season finale of this season, and when the season finale was presented to us, I mean, there were some like small surprises that I didn't see coming or were interesting to see like where they would go in the next season. But like overall, I thought the season finale episode was a bit disappointing. And the reason it was a bit disappointing was because you expected more because of the build-up that the writers had when they were leading into the season finale. But I'll get to that in the spoiler section of this review. My rating for Season 3 of The Walking Dead is a 3.5 out of 4 stars. Like I said, I think this is so far the best season The Walking Dead has had so far. Top-notch writing, directing, acting, terrific makeup, good new characters, good use of characters, and the stakes are higher than ever in this season. And like I said in my last review, if you haven't seen The Walking Dead yet, then I think you should definitely watch it. Alright, spoilers for The Walking Dead Season 3. If you haven't seen The Walking Dead yet, any of the seasons from the first season to this season, then get out of here now because I'm going to be spoiling some major moments from this season, and I don't want to spoil you. Alright, let's talk about the first episode of the season because I thought that this was one of the best episodes of this season, and it was when the group was taking over the prison full of zombies, and I like the action in this episode, and it had some really tense moments where it's like, ugh! And one of those moments was when they were in like, I don't know where they were, they were in like these like dark hallways, and they were going through them to like get rid of some of the zombies. And when they were going through them, they like come across this huge herd, and they have to go back. But then when they're going back, there's just like another small herd that's in their way. So they get split up, and Herschel is on his own for a few seconds, and he goes past by some bodies, and he thinks like they're all dead. But then suddenly one of them like grabs his leg and he like bites his Achilles tendon, and I was like, no, Herschel, no! I thought Herschel was gonna be dead even when Rick and the group came back and saved him, and when they went into the kitchen and barricaded themselves in there, I thought to myself, oh my god, man, Herschel's gonna die. And then Rick is like, I'm sorry, and he like swings his hatchet like 5 times at his leg and cuts like part of his leg off so that the infection doesn't spread. And I was like, ugh. Another thing I want to talk about is Meryl's return, and I found it really weird that they showed that Meryl was going to return in the trailer, because it's sort of like, wow, that's a big thing, and I don't know why you want to show that. Maybe it's to attract more attention to this, because it's like, oh crap, yeah, Meryl's coming. But I thought it would have been better if they had Meryl's return a surprise, but I guess people knew that he was going to come back this season. But yeah, he came back. He was part of the governor's group at first, but then went with his brother Daryl for a little bit when they were on the road for like an episode. But then they came back just in time to save Rick, and that's another thing I want to talk about. It's like when the prison was being attacked for the first time by the governor and like 3 of his men. And it was like, holy crap, like, because Herschel was in the fields in the prison yard, and he thought he was going to die from all the zombies coming towards him, and he got saved, and I was like, whew, man, I thought you were going to die there. But then Rick gets, like, attacked by 3 zombies, like, no, why? He's, oh, and then, like, just in time, Meryl and Daryl come to save him, and it's like, yes! So anyways, Meryl is a part of Rick's group for a little bit, but I think it was the episode before the finale. He went to this location where the governor would be, and he tried to kill him, but instead the governor like shoots him in the heart or something, and he comes back as a zombie, and Daryl has to kill Meryl, and yeah, it was a heartbreaking scene to see. Another surprise I didn't see coming was T-Dog dying, and like when he was like closing the gate so the walkers wouldn't go into like the prison, and when he got bit from behind by a zombie, he's like, no, what? No, I am. And then him and Carol are split from the rest of the group, and they're like inside one of the prison buildings, and he sees like these 2 walkers like down the hall, and he's like, I'm not gonna make it, but you can. And then he runs towards the zombies and pushes them against the wall, and then Carol goes past them, and like it's like just to make sure Carol's safe, he keeps like pushing them against the wall, and he gets bitten more times, and it's like, no. And in that same episode, Lori's death came when she had to get a C-section, but they didn't have any anesthetic or anything to put her to sleep, so they had to do it. They had to do like a C-section, like when she was like fully awake and everything, and it was like, oh my god, no. I just found this scene to be a little bit weird, because when the episode was over, I was like, wait, is Lori dead? Because I know they didn't show Carl killing her, like his mom, because I guess the rating would be like a little bit different, or it would just be too disturbing to show on like network television. But the only thing I was mad about was that they didn't show the body, and because when Rick was trying to search for Lori's body, he found a walker with like a really big belly, and you have to infer from there that like the walker ate Lori's body. But it just made me a little bit mad that we just didn't see the body, because for almost the rest of the season I was like, wait, is she alive or what? Because I'm getting a little bit confused since we didn't actually see the body. But ultimately you have to come to the conclusion that she's definitely dead. Alright, let's talk about the season finale now. And yeah, like I said, the build-up was really good towards the season finale, and the beginning of the season finale episode was really good, but then I think it started to detract when the battle like started, and it was like sort of like small skirmish, and like no one got hurt or no one died, and it's like the governor's forces just retreated just because they were scared. Maggie and a few others like, we did it, yeah, we did. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't stop anything. It's like maybe they're just regrouping outside the prison. They're going to attack again. But when the governor's forces are retreating back towards the town, they're stopped by the governor when his vehicle is in front of the caravan, and everybody comes out, and the people are like, this is crazy, we're not gonna do this anymore, and then the governor snaps and starts killing everybody except for his two henchmen that are like behind him. And this is another thing that I like would not do. It's like if I see like my leader killing my own people, my group of survivors I'm with, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot you too because like you're crazy, you've snapped. But what do the two henchmen do? Like after the governor kills like the group of people, governor goes into his like vehicle, and then the two henchmen look at each other and they go in the same vehicle and they drive off, and it's like, what? Are you serious, man? And I believe this next scene comes right after that scene, and it's when Carl kills the teenager. It's like this teenager who was part of the governor's group gets separated from them, and he like runs like into the woods, but then gets stopped by Herschel and Carl, who tell him to put his gun down, and he does. And this got a lot of people talking because of the way it was directed. Because the way it was directed, it made it seem like the teenager was going to do something. I don't know what he's going to do, but the way it's directed, it was like he was putting his gun down, but then it's like the camera was like slowly panning towards him, and then it's like Carl like shoots him, and Herschel's like, well, what? He doesn't say that. He has that expression on his face. And some people argue that the teenager just didn't know what to do. Like, he was, like, scared because there are these two people, like, pointing guns towards him, and he was, like, in, like, shock. So Rick decides that they have to get the other people that were still in Woodbury out of Woodbury since it's not safe anymore, and, like, get them back to the prison, and Carl doesn't like it, but Rick doesn't care. And the season ends with like a few shots of the prison, and then it slowly fades into black, and it's like, really? That's the way it ends? I just found it weird since it wasn't like a definite ending of the season or like some sort of cliffhanger. So that was my review for Season 3 of The Walking Dead. Hope you guys liked it, and other than that, that's it.